start recording. All right, cool. So for those of you guys that are brand new, welcome to the QuantData Q&A market prep. These sessions are 5 p.m. PST, Wednesdays and Sundays, held for you guys because you guys always got the questions. Because I also want to know like how we go through trades, how we like to manage our positions, and how to use the data to help us decipher the next most likely scenario for price, right? So in today's session, I am going to be going over swing trading, but I'm going to go over it the way that I like to trade because everyone trades a little bit differently. But hopefully what you can take away from the way that I trade is, a little bit of notes for yourself. Like maybe you find something that I do that you really like that you want to incorporate into your own strategy. That's awesome, right? Or maybe it just comes up with a different way for you to view the market, view your own personal trades, and from there, we'll go from there. So who's ready? Who is ready for this? Ooh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Handsome fella. Cannot wait for a haircut. But anyways. So swing trading. So I'm going to do this without opening my brokerage up for everyone to see on YouTube. So obviously this is going to go up on YouTube. But for those guys that are in the stream, who knows what stock I have been very exposed on as of late? Who knows? TSLL, 100%. Yeah, look at that. You guys already know. So TSLL. Holy grinder. What the? No. Oh, man. Yeah, so TSLL, been very bullish on TSLL. MSTU is my second largest holding at the moment. But TSL, we're in from 11.45 average price, right? I've been continuing to buy as there's more opportunities for me to do so in the market. Whenever I close out some day trades, right? If I'm in the green on the day trades, I'll go ahead and add on to this position. As of right now, 11.45 is my average price. Now, why did I decide to go with Tesla and decide to go with, a bullish sentiment? So there's a few things that I personally like to do, and this is outside of QuantData. I'm going to show you QuantData in a little bit and how I use it for the swing trades. But outside of QuantData, these are the key things that I like to do. Now, I've learned this from other traders, of course. I'll always be transparent about that if I steal something. So first thing to do. Now, obviously, swing trading. I'll say number one right off the bat, swing trading is absolutely best when the market is in a bullish direction. Okay. Swinging puts is more so viewed for me and many others as a temporary hedge. Okay, does everyone understand this so far? So swing trading is absolutely best when the market is in a bullish, I don't want to say direction, bullish sentiment. This is a better word for it. Bullish sentiment. Swinging puts, so you're shorting, is more so viewed for me and many others as a temporary hedge. Now, I know that I have this position right now that I know you guys have been, I know some of you guys took it too. So the SATs, Jan 16th, 10P, which is currently up 45% right now. Right? So that's number one. Okay. So the best thing for us to do is looking at news definitely helps. But I'm not going to talk about how to pick tickers just yet. I want to go through the little bit of the like the rule set that I look at and some of the things that we look at. Right, so again, swing trading, best for a bullish sentiment market. So what do we need to have in our favor? This is our checklist, okay? Our checklist, okay? Checklist. Sentiment of the market, okay? That's number one. Sentiment of this sector. Sentiment of the stock. So these three are primary. So what's the sentiment of the market? As of right now, we know that it's likely bullish, okay? I'm going to show you how to check these things. So sentiment of the market right now is bullish. Sentiment of the sector right now is also bullish. So sentiment of the sector, what sector is Tesla in? Who knows? Primarily, what's the sentiment of, the sector of Tesla? Take a sip. Where's my water? Oh, my coffee's here. Starbucks cheers, by the way, for y'all. Mixed answers there. So I kind of lump it in with tech, right? It's Mag 7, obviously. Mag 7 is led by tech. We've seen Tesla carry the market. We've seen NVIDIA carry the market. Tesla does touch on a lot of things. I don't personally, like, this is up to, so this is subjective, but I personally don't view Tesla as like an automotive brand. Yes, they sell cars, but what are they more valuable for? Is it the car? No, right? So kind of view it as like tech. So sentiment of the sector, obviously, is bullish right now for the whole tech. Sentiment of the stock. Now, this one, as of late, I know Tesla has taken a bit of a beating, but that's a little bit news-based because of, him exiting Doge, him saying some things about the one big beautiful bill. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit, yeah, CEO headline risk. That is something there. There's definitely something there. But these are the three things I need to check. So if these three are all in alignment, then now we're going to start looking at, okay, what's the exposure? So that's our checklist for general, like our general tech checklist. General checklist. 3. Then we are going to look at the exposures. Look at the exposures going into OPEX, quarterly OPEX. Okay, I want to make sure this is very, what is it, very like defined. It's the quarterly OPEX. I don't care about this or like, a regular OPEX. I want to look at the quarterlies only because we know all the whales are generally primed to start buying and priming their positions for the quarterly OPEX. That's why all the volume exists there, right? So if the quarterly OPEX for the stock is bullish, then we have an idea. We have an idea. A couple more things that you can look at. Heat map, right? You can start picking your strikes. You can also use the open interest to start picking your strikes and seeing where things are. And then you want to actually dig into the flow for the past 30 days to see if there's any large whale positions. Now this is number 4. This is for me. This is the way that I like to swing my positions. So I think you guys already know my totem pole. Totem pole of importance, right? 1, credit. This is primary. 2, shares, lev shares, right, if it exists. Secondary. 3, long options. Highest risk, only if incredibly confident. Willing to go to cut more than 50% of damage. Tesla is actually an XLY. Yeah, know that, but we know that it's a tech market. We know that Tesla is I view it as tech. I think a lot of people would also view it as tech, no matter what sector it's in. So, so far, what do we have? So I'm going to go over the totem pole of importance first. So credit, I think you guys know credit spreads, something that I really like to trade. And so for Tesla, we have a couple things there. One, there is a leverage share for it, TSLL. The options chain for TSL is actually quite heavy. So there's a lot of liquidity there. How do I know that? Because for a lot of the shares that we have out there, or a lot of stocks, if the options chain isn't vibrant, you'll only get options for the quarterlies, right? So let's go to leverage shares, and then let's go to MSTU. Does it have? Let's see. Okay, so MSTU does have. Let's go to, what's one that doesn't have? Yeah, there you go. So ETHT. So what do we see here on the options chain? It's only 4 dates, right? It's all quarterlies, right? It's not a lot. There's not a lot there. But if we go on TSLL, right? Look how many dates there are. There's a lot. So there's a lot of opportunity for us to get in on for options. Now, personally, I only like to swing positions, swing trades, swing trade uh, tickers that if they don't have a leverage share, they have to at least have an options chain for me. The reason why is because the options chain allows us to hedge ourselves, right? So the options chain allows us to hedge ourselves, and it allows us to better position ourselves for a better entry, right? For example, if we think we want to get TSLL at a better price, let's say on June 20th, let's say, let's go to June 20th. And I don't know, let's just say like if TSLL goes to, this is just an example, like 10.5, I'd be willing to buy this, right? I could sell naked puts, right? I could, as an example. Obviously, right now, this is not the best trade. Like, you'd want to go a little bit further than that. And if it gets exercised, like 100%, like if I was willing to pay that price, yeah, that's fine. But that's ways that we can manage our position and get in at a lower price if we wanted to. We also get to keep the credit for it, right? The other thing as well is we can, now I notice I've shared this in QuantData as well during the live streams, is we can sell covered calls weekly that help lower our, yeah, just like what Freddie said, help lower our cost basis. So this is why I like to trade things with an options chain. Remember, the first thing about options is that they were designed to be the most risk-adverse thing. I know in Wall Street bets and Twitter, you'll see people go, oh, zero hero, Lambo or food stamps, full port calls, right? Just naked calls. That's actually not how, that's not actually what options were designed to do, right? That's just the degeneracy that we've seen. And I know many of you have done this before as well. So that's one. So in Tesla, right, we've seen now that they have a leverage share, right? So we can get in on this, and even better, we can collect credit from that position as well. Now, why Tesla? So I'm going to show you here in the consolidated order flow. This is one of our favorite tools, right? One second. Yeah, so this is our first idea for how to get a list of stocks. Now, there's other ways. I'm going to show you the other ways that I look at to get stock picks. But if we're swinging something, so first of all, we know, again, sentiment market is bullish, sentiment of the sector, which is tech right now. That's leading to the bullishness. And then we're going to first identify some of the orders that have came in. I'm going to go through this. I believe we go to March. Not much. June, May, 1st. and we only look for Tesla. These are, give me 1 second. These are orders that have come through already. So I'm going to really quickly make a new filter for it. I'll show you what I'm looking at. This is how fast I can be. Tesla. So there are a lot. So aside from May 1st, so we started seeing Tesla orders from the start of May 1st for golden sweeps all the way through basically all of May, right? And so I started to, not we, let me say me, but I started to track some of these orders and start to look through how many Tesla hits we were getting. So during the time of May, we were getting a lot of NVIDIA orders, a lot of Tesla orders, and we started to get some Palantir, right? It looked like the market was starting to be a little bit more risk on. Now, that's how I decided, okay, Tesla looks like there's a lot of orders coming through, right? I think you guys have seen on our Twitter page all the orders that have come through for Tesla and just a lot of things that we're posting for just literally three stocks, Palantir, NVIDIA, and Tesla. So seeing that flow, that made me believe, okay, it's going to be either of these three to start taking trades on. NVDL was a little bit expensive, and it looked like NVIDIA, there's a lot of hype. I think there was a little bit more opportunities in Tesla. That was just a human decision that made me do that. And so I can show you, again, so this is May 1st, right? Let's go to May 2nd. Like just look at all the amount of Tesla that's coming through. The call premium, right? You can continue to see that a lot of these, especially these golden sweeps, these are important, right? These golden sweeps are all just, sorry, let me go to, let's do May, let's even go further. Let's go 12th to the 29th. I mean, if I just do golden sweeps as well, only, you can see that the majority of the hits, look at that, put to call premium. What do we see? Do we see that these hits are primarily 400 and above for calls? So in my mind, right, that's how it works. Like that's what I'm looking for now. Okay, it looks like it's risk on for Tesla. Maybe Tesla has a further juice up than everything else. And then what can we do from there? Now you can start looking at some of the levels, right? So everyone's targeting so far Tesla 400 and above, right? When we were looking at NVIDIA, the orders for NVIDIA were for 150 and above. Where is Tesla trading and where is NVIDIA trading? Who knows? Just off the top of your head. How far is 450 versus how far 150 is on NVIDIA from where we're standing? Right. Obviously, this is not good that we're having this little bit of a dip. So here's your 400. It's right here. Now, there were orders for 450 as well. Right. So does this kind of make sense to some of you guys so far? Is it starting to click a little bit? right? So we go through our checklist, right? Swing trading is generally good in a bullish market, right? Swinging puts is mostly viewed as a temporary hedge. So our checklist, what did we determine with our checklist so far? Sentiment of the market is bullish. Sentiment of the sector, since we're getting all these calls, again, it's not just Tesla that was getting golden sweeps, looks to be bullish, right? Things are coming back. Sentiment of the stock, and that's Tesla. I think that Tesla had a lot more room to go because, again, we're looking at 400, which is right here, and 450, which is all the way up here. If you look at NVIDIA, it only has $9 to go, right? People were betting on 150. Well, that's right here. How much room do we have? And that's why I decided to take a lot more positions on Tesla, on TSLL. Give me a thumbs up so far if you're kind of understanding what I'm going through. I just want to make sure I'm not confusing anyone. Got one thumbs up there, Marty. Thank you very much. Bok Choi, welcome back. Thank you very much. Sorry, just like I have like a little bit of coffee left. I just want to finish it before the ice melts. All right. Tip with the double thumbs up. I love it. You always send like the weirdest thumbs up, man. Yeah, so in this way, right? So we've looked at this now. So now something that you guys know that I like to do is I like to mark the trades that come in that pique my interest, right? On my little notepad, I always have a notepad on my desk, and I'm always going to be writing in like, okay, Tesla, I saw Tesla today, so we're going to mark it down. And if we continue to see a pattern, then we can start making an idea, like a hypothesis that, okay, maybe there's something here. So going further from that now, so we're going to go away from the consolidated order flow now. Okay, I'm going to actually remove these filters first because I want to be able to trade with my actual stuff, right? Look, there's even more Teslas today. So this is not these are just all Teslas. You guys can see it for yourself. These are all calls, right? So this all leads to our bias. Okay, the next thing. What are we looking at next? So we talked about the consolidated order flow. The next thing we want to look at that we have tools for is the interest, right? So let's start looking. I'm going to build a brand new page. I'm going to delete this one. Build a brand new page for y'all. Create page. New page. We're going to do options. We're going to do exposure by expiration. Okay, we're going to do exposure by strike. This is going to be really important for us. And we're going to do heat map. And we can start looking at the net drift, actually the open interest time, by strike. I actually don't think this one's going to be as useful for this, but we can also look at this one. Might as well add it. I'll show you some stuff. So, okay, we're going to switch this to Tesla. Good old Tesla. Expiration June 20th, because that's really important for us. Heat map, use your Tesla, right? So in this way here, what can we determine? And so this is gamma, just the dollar move, we do delta. So we've determined that we're seeing a lot of hits for Tesla, right? We're seeing a potential position. We found a leveraged share. we found that it has an options chain, right? So again, I like to trade a lot of leverage shares. I like to trade something with an options chain. It doesn't have to be a leverage share, but at least it has to have an options chain. What do we see for June 20th? This is the next OPEX. This is the quarterly. Who sees what I see? What does long deltas represent? Long deltas represent long calls and short puts. So this tells us that there is a lot of support beneath 300, right? You can see right here, this is 300 for June 20. This next one is 260, and then this one's 200. Now, this would be a lot of delta to wipe out. Like if everyone started to have to sell these deltas and price would come down, that's a lot. That's a flush. That's quite a move for Tesla. I don't believe that it has it, right? We always have to make these bets that I don't think it's going to happen that all these deltas get wiped out. What's more likely to happen, right, when we imagine this, the best way to imagine delta is an army. Now, are we joining the red army or the green army, right? In this view here, I would say I'd want to join the green army, right? Because there's a lot more green than red. Look at the red, right? It's barely anything there. This is very easy for the green to just collapse into this red area. Now, what do we see though? We see 400 is a potential point of interest, right? We see 425. This is 450 right here. So a little bit less. And so if we really do climb forward, what do we need to show us that this is a target for price? Right? So delta support and resistance, what do we need to see the interest that there's potential move here? Gamma, that's right. So let's flip it over to gamma. Flip it over to gamma. What do we see? What do we see? Right? Am I cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man? I don't know, man. Is ABJ full of it? Right? We see green. We see that there is gamma interest for 400. Is there gamma interest for 450? Not so much, right? But that's one reason why trading a leveraged share into this move is beneficial because there's no theta to decay, right? If we just went and straight bought 450 calls, that's pretty expensive, right? So you can even look for Tesla. Let's go to June 20. Let's go to 450. Let's just say we bought a 450 call, right? It's 65 cents right now. So let's hit buy order. Let's look at the curve. Well, look at that. How far, let's say it's June 14 now, like this P&L curve don't look that great, do it, right? It looks like you'd be sitting in the red for a long time. Price would actually have to come through with quite a bit for you to make any money on it. So instead, we can leverage in on TSLL. Now, there is a little bit of decay on these leveraged shares, but that's okay because we can continue to use options in our favor, sell covered calls, sell naked puts, right? And to continue collecting premium to counteract some of the decay that you might experience. Because if you take this straight on, there's a lot. I mean, look at the probability of success. It's pretty low unless you're really confident in it, right? So that's that. And then let's go through the rest of the moves here. So that's that. Now, if we go on exposure by expiration, this also gives you kind of an idea. So you can see here, June 20th, June 6th, this June 13th is a little bit thin, but June 20th, this is the OPEX. There's a lot of gamma exposure there. It's actually even better if you look at the delta, right? So June 6th, okay, a little bit bearish on Delta, but this is a lot, right? So everyone's kind of primed for this 17 billion of long deltas, right? Everyone sees the same thing, right? Generally, it's pretty green, right? So going back to our checklist, we know sentiment of the market is bullish, right? We looked at SPX, right? If you look at SPX right now, I'll show you SPX, so SPX, right? We also see the same thing, June 20th, pretty bullish, right? Actually, let me change this to per dollar move because it's a better view. Pretty bullish, right? And then switch it back to Tesla. Does it look the same? Yes. Yes, it does. Okay, so that's our checklist so far. Sentiment of the market, sentiment of the sector, tech is bullish. Sentiment of the stock, it's bullish. So these three are all good. Now we've looked at the quarterly OPEX exposure, right? We determined that it's also bullish. Now we can we dug into the flow, which we saw a lot of golden sweeps. We saw a lot of calls, a lot more calls than puts, right? And we've determined that, yeah, so far it looks good for a long side bet. Now, we can start looking at the heat map, see if it kind of correlates. Now, I don't always look at the heat map, but you can use this to kind of see like, okay, is this correct? Do we really see more bullishness than bearishness? So we see June 20th, right? This is kind of the target that we're looking at. 350, there's a lot more calls up here. Barely any puts for this date, right? For the price that we're targeting, which is all the way up there at 400 at least, right? And then look at this right here, 18 million in long call value here. This is in the money calls, right? So whether maybe they're doing a poor man covered call kind of scenario, but that still leads us to believe that it should be pretty bullish going up into June 20th, right? So far, very good. Now, again, with a totem pole importance, this is just my thing. You can choose to trade however you like to trade. But primary things that I like to look for swinging, ABJ swings. I like to look for a leverage share, or at the very least an options chain. Okay. In our TSL example, let me make this a little bit bigger. Our day trading profits goes towards this position, right? I think I've showed you guys, actually, I told you guys about more today. Goes into this position, and as the market moves up on the Friday, I sell a covered call, 2 strikes out from current price for the following Friday. When the stock, experiences a red day, I look to see if I can sell a naked cash secured put 2 weeks out with 3 strikes down. Again, this is just how I like to do things. Everyone's welcome to do whatever it is that they want to do. But this is how I've been trading my TSLL. And generally, I mean, I could say that the weekly's profit from this credit has been pretty good. And it's just one way to manage it. But that's how I like to swing trades. Now, there's other places to look for trades, of course, if you're not focused on tech. A couple places that I really like to look at is all the news. I'm a big fan of like these news sectors right here. Barron's, Market Watch. You can even do Yahoo Finance, but I haven't found it as much. Capital Trades, right? Seeing if anyone's taking on positions there. And then a lot of people, like let's say on Moomoo, There is, let me see if I can find it without exposing a number here. Give me 1 second. On my other screen, I want to see if I can show this. Nope, it's not here. Give me 1 second. Should have checked this earlier. Okay. I might have to take a picture of it and post it in the Discord later. But there's a newsletter from Moomoo that it's called Movers and Shakers. So it's called Movers and Shakers. I'm pretty confident other brokerages have this Movers and Shakers newsletter from Moomoo. That's one area where I get a lot of my ideas from. So if anyone was wondering about SATS, right, this trade that I had on, this put, right, the original idea actually came from Movers and Shakers. It was showing that there's a lot of volatility, um, a sudden spike in volatility in SATS puts. And then I went ahead and did a lot of research on the company, right, through Market Watch, through Barron's, and then I saw that, okay, this is Dish Network. And I'm pretty sure we know that TV's like going down. So that's what made me take that trade. So all these trade ideas, these tickers, they just come from the news. It doesn't always have to come from quant data. I think quant data is great for, verifying a trade and using it to find trades within a particular sector. Like, for example, you guys know I trade a lot of tech, right? This is why I took on the Tesla trade that's been doing very well as of late with the swings. Oh, and Palantir, of course. Although I kind of wish I bought more Palantir instead of Tesla as of right now. But it is what it is. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. So I think that if you don't have any news subscribed, right? Like, because for example, Barron's has stock picks. It gives you like a pretty solid idea of where things are going. And if you really want to, it's like again, Yahoo Finance has a pretty good screener. I just prefer to use my brokerage. So Moomoo and Questrade, they both have really solid screeners. I think that, yeah, so yeah, you can see like screeners. You can make a screener, bear technicals, large movers, large cap. Uh, every brokerage should have this. So you should be able to find tickers this way as well. And then with this also, I don't know why it's not on this one, but I have one that searches for high volatility options, volatility increase in options. So that also gives me an idea like, okay, maybe there's a potential trade here. Yeah, that's actually all I have for today. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit of something, learned a little bit about how I like to do things in the markets, how I like to manage risk. Again, everyone trades a little bit differently. I really like trading leveraged shares. I just found that wheeling them has been really good. Not exactly a full-on wheel, but just looking for, to take on premium as I'm in the position as well via shares. So yeah, 10 minutes left. I can run through some questions if you guys have any. What's the link for the move? So I don't think there's a link for it. Let me see on my phone. Because I think you have to have the brokerage to use it. But I do, I share what I share, and that's what I use. Will you be live streaming eating the shoe? No shoe will be eaten today, sir. I don't remember saying that at all. I don't remember saying eating a shoe. Okay, maybe I can share it. Give me 1 second here. Can you do that? I don't know. Let me check. Yeah, in the app, it's on the mobile app. That's the one I use the most. But give me 1 second. I think I actually found it. Yeah, so it's in the community feed. Okay, yeah, so you can 6 minutes ago. Yeah, so Options Newsman, this is one of them. It's one of the official accounts for Moomoo. So the other one that I really like is called. So I'll show you. Wait, where's the chat? So there's that. The other one that I really like is called Movers and Shakers. Type it in for you. I will find that link for you right now as well. Good session so far. Everyone understand what I'm talking about? Hopefully you guys got a little bit of knowledge from that. Community options newsman's one. Movers and shakers. Yeah, I'll find it for you now. There you go. Again, I think you actually it's limited to how much you can read if you're not a subscriber. But I found it anyways. And then there's another one from them as well, from the Moomoo official account. It's the volatility one. I can't find that one right now on my phone. I think they don't write every day. That's the problem. I have to scroll back so far to get it. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, thank you so much. Is there any other questions? By the way, on my Instagram, I did post up an AMA. Ask me anything about trading. It's entirely anonymous. And yeah, if you wanted to plug something in there, 100%. Let me see if I actually have anything new here on my Instagram. All right, yeah, I got a couple questions there already. So, um, yeah, any 25 people left in the chat here. You guys understood some things, let me know. Make sure you give us a good testimonial. I'm always looking for new things to post on Twitter, right? Tell you right now, if I don't see something new in there, I ain't showing up tomorrow. Tell you that right now. I think that's getting old. I'm going to go ahead and cut the YouTube stream.